In this video, I just wanted to review with you all the most of the items that will be on the test tomorrow, just to clarify. To some of you might be wondering, how do I do this, how do I do that? Okay, here it is. So the first part is here asking you to write the equation. So it's asking you to write the equation, for each transformation of the parent function. So if it's a quadratic function, you know that's going to be s squared. So a quadratic function is going to be s squared shifted 2 units to the right. So you're going to have to write y equals, and it's shifted 2 units to the right. That means it's going x minus 2, and this is a square. Because the parent function is y equals s squared, you're just replacing the x minus 2 with the x. So that's for quadratic function. For exponential function, you know the parent function is y equals 2 to the power of x, and it shifted 2 units up. So you just need to write the parent function and then shifted 2 units up. If it's a cubic function, you know it's like this, x cubed, and it shifted 2 units down. So you write the parent function, cubic function, and 2 units down. And this cube root function reflected across the x-axis. Anything across the x-axis, remember, is going to be on the outside. So I'm going to write the cubic function, y equals the cubic function, but reflected across the x will be a negative on the outside. And then the next one say absolute value function, so reflected across the y-axis, so it's going to be on the inside, with the x on the inside. If it's a linear function, vertically stretched, so vertically is on the outside by a factor of 3, so it'll be y equals 3x, because it's linear. Quadratic function, vertically compressed. If it's compressed, then it's it's going to be outside, vertical outside, and 1/2, so y equals 1/2. And it's a quadratic function, x squared, so there's nothing affecting the x, only the outside. Square root, horizontally, that will be inside, stretched by a factor of 4. So remember, you have to do the reciprocal, the opposite of that. So it will be the square root, and it's a factor of 4, will be 1/4 inside with an x. All right, that's the first part. Expect a bunch of questions from here, okay? Here is the second one, where you're just writing the equation that fits this graph. Well, this is quadratic, so the parent function is y equals x squared. All right, so, and it's moving 3 units to the left, so it's 3 left, so it's 3 left, and that's all that's happening to it. So it will be y equals x minus 3 squared, because plus 3, I apologize, it's moving 3 to the left. All right, the parent to this guy is the cubic, so it's y equals x cubed. But we can see, if you trace the center, this is the center of the function. It has gone from the origin, is moved 2 to the right, and then 4 down. So 2 right, 4 down. Okay, so we're going to do the 2 right first. So that will be 2 right, and then 4 down. That is that, okay? This is absolute value. Okay, looks like this, and then all you can see is that it's moving only 4 units up. So it's 4 up, there's nothing else. So you are going to do y equals absolute value function, that is 4 up. This is square root. So y equals square root of x is the parent function. We can see it's just moving 4 units to the left. So it's 4 left. And that will make the inside to be plus. All right. Okay, now I have to spend a little more time with this next for you, because it's been quite a long time. So we're going to take it one at a time. You are given this, you are given the starting value, and then we're going to apply each of these transformation to the point. Okay, so we need to know that f of 1/2 of x really means that we are horizontally stretching, horizontal stretch by 2, which means that we're going to multiply. It means that we're going to multiply each x value by 2 and keep the y the same. So multiply x times 2. So you're going to do x times 2 and then keep y the same, okay? X times 2. So let's start with that. So if you are given -2, -1, if I multiply this one times 2, the x times 2, let me highlight what you're going to multiply by 2 and keep the y the same. So it's going to become -4 and -1. This is just the x times 2. So this here is -4 and -1. All right, we're done with that. We go to the next one, 2 f of x. So this one means, it means or is vertical stretch by 2. In that case, you are going to multiply the y by 2 and keep x the same. So that means you're going to do 2 times the y and keep x the same. Keep x same. All right. So we go back to the original point. So if you go to -2, -1, and you multiply the y by 4, I'm sorry, by 2, not by 4, by 2. So this one times 2, this one times 2, times 2. Okay, so I'll keep the x the same, will be -2 and -2 because we're multiplying only the y by 2. Okay, let's continue the process. So this one is going to be -2, -2. All right, this one says, the next one says to move 2 to the right and then 3 up. This one is quite easy. If you are not sure, you can just actually plot the point and move it to the right. So let's try to do that. So let's plot that point and move it up. Here is the point right here. The point is at -2, -1, -2, -1. And then we're going to go, remember we're going to go 2 to the right. So -2 becomes 0. Yeah, it's going to be 0 at this place, right? And then we're going to go 3 up. Remember, this is at -1 to start with. So here is the -1 right here. But we're going to go 3 up. So we're going to go to 0, and then we're going to do 2 more. So we're going to end up at 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2. But if you think of it like adding something to x, so you could also get the same answer by doing add 2 to x. So this is -2, -1. If I add 2 to x, that will be 0. And then add 3 to y. Okay, add 3 to y, and then that will give you 2. We got to the same answer, 0, 2. All right, this one is a little bit tricky. This next one is a little bit tricky. You have to do the translation first. You have to do the translation here first. So because we are going to the left, okay, let me clear this space up. We can use this space now, okay? So let's go back over here and use this space. So we're going to start with -2, -1, okay? -2, -1. Oops. Yeah, -2, -1. Here it should have been -1 all along. Okay.